The investigation into the truth behind the seven signs prophecy has already uncovered a massive amount of evidence. To devout believers in the prophecy, the meaning of that evidence is clear.
God just sends sign after sign, event after event, trying to wake people up.
To these evangelical Christians, it reveals God's master plan for the destruction of the world and the second coming of Jesus Christ.
The book of Revelation is meant to paint a picture of the total devastation of the earth in preparation for the day of judgment.
Incredibly, modern science confirms many of the doomsday scenarios foretold in these mysterious prophecies.
Scientists agree that many of the features of the end of the world may resemble phenomenon, catastrophes that are described in Revelation.
We also now know that the prophecy builds into a crescendo of disasters. A series of seven within seven more signs. All of this is terrifying enough, and yet there are still more signs to investigate. Indeed, the next sign threatens something so important that without it, life on earth would cease to exist. Our sun rises each day, bringing light, warmth, and life. Our world relies on the sun's rays for its very existence. But as the seven signs continue to unfold, what happens when the sun and stars instead bring death, devastation, and darkness? Biblical prophecy predicts that when the fourth trumpet sounds, hell will break loose in the heavens.
And I beheld, when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, the sun became black as the sackcloth of hair.
Book of Revelation, Revelation 6, verse 12. The sixth sign, the darkening of the sun.
You have the sun turning dark and the moon turning towards blood. It's a transitional period into what would be called the wrath of God or the Great Tribulation.
When the prophecies talk about the sun turning dark, I don't think it's going to be anything that's caused by man. I think this is God, in essence, turning the light out.
The sun has been an object of fear and veneration for humankind since the beginning of time. Solar eclipses are such terrifying experiences for our ancestors that they often unleash widespread panic. But the dire predictions of this sign warn of something more than the temporary effects of an eclipse. Could the sixth sign mean that our sun might be darkened permanently? Could we plunge into a cosmic darkness so devastating that it would be interpreted by many as an act of God or a sign of the apocalypse? Surprisingly, scientists say that the possibility does exist. And ironically, a planet-wide darkness could start with the brightest light in the universe.
Gamma ray is a part of the electromagnetic spectrum. It's basically light.
Gamma rays are created by electromagnetic radiation and are emitted during radioactive decay.
If normal light is like a feather hitting you on the cheek, a gamma ray is like a bullet. A single gamma ray photon has 1 billion times the energy of a visible light photon. That's what makes them dangerous. If they impact a cell, they can disrupt the cell. If they impact DNA, they can actually shatter or alter the DNA molecule.
While gamma rays were discovered over a century ago, we are only now just starting to learn how deadly they can be. As Dr. Neil Garrels explains, the big breakthrough in gamma ray research comes during the Cold War.
Nuclear weapons produce flashes of gamma rays. And in 1962, President Kennedy signed the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty with the Soviets. And this treaty outlawed testing of nuclear weapons above the Earth's atmosphere. The United States built a series of satellites to monitor this treaty. So these satellites had gamma ray detectors on them. And lo and behold, they actually discovered flashes of gamma rays.
But the gamma rays are not coming from Russia.
Multiple satellites would see the flash at the same time, and it wasn't coming from the Earth. It was coming from deep space.
When scientists finally locate the source of these rays, they discover one of the largest explosions in the universe.